Jennifer, thank you. As Congressman Michael McCaul said, health care debate and reform 24/7, even when they're on recess. And as far as his recess is concerned, it's probably gone pretty well, hasn't it?
It has gone very well. I've had many town halls. I've been to Dell's Children's Hospital, American Cancer Society, Seton Hospital. A lot of my health care physicians, providers, the American people, resoundingly, in my judgment, are rejecting this particular proposal. They don't believe that a total government takeover of 1/6 of our economy, of the healthcare industry, is really the right way to go. There's a way to reform the system to make it more affordable and accessible.
So they agree reform is in there somewhere?
Sure. I think everybody wants reform, and everybody wants it more affordable and accessible to every American. It's just a question of how do we get there.
Right.
And there's a deep philosophical divide right now, and I think the American people, at least right now, are with us in terms of they don't want the government to take this whole thing over.
I agree. The public option, is that a do or die game breaker for them?
You know, I think it is for us. I know the president, for the first time this morning, indicated that he may be able to negotiate on that, which is a positive sign. Maybe we can go back after the break and talk in a more bipartisan way, which didn't happen before the August recess. And they crammed this thing out of committee. They didn't have hearings. They basically had an arbitrary deadline, and the Blue Dogs weren't buying it either, and that's why it got put off till after the recess.
Well, how much arm twisting can he do, and would it be effective, do you think?
I think they're going to have a very difficult time with their progressives who want the public option, the Blue Dogs who don't.
Right.
They're going to have some real fence mending to do within their own party. If the public option remains in the plan, I think it's going to be very difficult for Republicans to support that, because that really opens the door to an option that no other plan can compete with. Then it becomes the only option. That's why the government takes over the health care system.
Is it likely, and you and I talked in the break about elections have consequences, we've heard that quote, is it likely the Dems will say, we can't work with you guys, we're going to pass something? Did you see that?
Yeah, it happened in cap and trade. You know, Rahm Emanuel and the president, Nancy Pelosi, were pretty good at doing that. You know, it was really kind of obscene what I saw on the House floor in terms of offering earmarks and stimulus dollars to buy votes, which I thought was sort of like legalized bribery on the House floor, but that's what they do. To get things. I think they've got the votes to do it. They just got to twist the arms. I am hopeful that they're not going to take that route, but rather talk to us and negotiate a better health care plan for the American people.
Right. Do the 2010 midterms figure into this?
Absolutely. I mean, you got to know, seeing these town halls, whether it's Barney Frank or others, and seeing them getting hammered back home, you know that the Blue Dogs are very nervous about going back and supporting anything that's got a public option in it because of the political consequences in 2010.
Right. When do you get back to Washington? Monday?
We go back Tuesday.
And what happens? Are you right back in the fray?
It's you know, they'll have what they call their conference. We have ours. I'd love to be a fly on the wall in theirs. See
you guys are enjoying this, aren't you?
Well, I think, you know, we finally see some energy on our side, and we're seeing some life. I mean, in these town halls I've had and meetings, I mean, I've had hundreds, and the one on Friday will have 1,000 people showing up.
Right.
And so we're very energized about it. I think because the American people, it's good to see democracy in action working. American people are standing up and saying, you know what, this is not the change that we voted for.
When are we likely to see a vote, do you think?
It depends if they can get a consensus within their own party. If they can, we will probably see it in September, October, and if not, we may not at all. I think if we defeat this plan, which I hope we can, that we can go back to the table, though, and have reforms that do make sense. I mean, things like pre-existing conditions. You can't be disqualified by insurance companies if you have a pre-existing condition. You know, incentives, small tax incentives to provide health coverage, risk pools across state lines to provide greater coverage. There are ways to do this without the government taking it over.
All right. Well, we'll see the debate. We will wait and watch. Congressman Michael McCaul, always good to see you.
Thanks, Joe.
Thank you, sir. You betcha.